Hey everybody, it's Elisa with Momtastic Life and welcome back to another Bake With Me video. So today's recipe is something that sounds delicious to me and maybe thought of as more of a around the holiday time, but I say it's for any time. And what we have today is mint chocolate swirl brownies. Yeah, mint chocolate swirl brownies. And I love the mint chocolate combination together. Like chocolate chip mint ice cream or mint chocolate chip ice cream is my favorite. And any mint chocolate together, I'm all in for. So I'm excited to try this recipe out. It is a very easy recipe. It is based on a box mix for the brownie part. So I think it'll be quick, fun, and hopefully delicious. Now let's turn around, take a look at all the ingredients, and get to baking. All right, so there's my computer. Woohoo! For our mint chocolate chip swirl brownies today, we have very few ingredients and all pretty basic that you should have at home, with the exception of maybe one or two things. So here we have some sugar, which is upside down for you. Here we go. It says sugar, so it means sugar. That proves it. Some sugar. We also have fudge brownie mix in a box, and this will be the base of our brownies, which makes everything just a little bit easier. And I think once we get everything added to it, it'll be pretty delicious. We have some vegetable oil. We also have some mint extract. And this calls for just mint, not peppermint or spearmint, just mint. It's sort of a combination of the two. So mint extract, 3 eggs, a block of cream cheese, and that alone right there says yum yum. Some mini chocolate chips, and I've already got half a bag. You can see they're clip closed, but I do have another bag if needed. But this may actually be enough. And lastly, some green food coloring. Now, the green food coloring is not an absolute need thing. It's more for presentation, so you can see the mint swirl, and just adds a little bit of fun to the dish. But that's it. Just these very few recipes, and we can make something yummy. So let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna start by just why am I all wrinkly? All right. We're going to start by making the basic brownie mix, and I'm following the recipe that I've got online. It's probably the same thing that the box says, so let's get started. We just are going to pour in our box mix of the brownie batter. Easy enough. And to that we are going to add 2 eggs. One and 2. We are also going to add in a half a cup of vegetable oil and 1/4 cup of water, which I will get right now, but not without my glasses, because then I don't know what I'm getting. 1/4 cup of water. My husband's in the kitchen telling me not to sing. I know that's a personal preference on his part. It might be on yours too, but this is how I roll. All right, 1/4 cup of water. And now he's laughing at me, which I find hilarious, by the way. And we're gonna use an electric mixer and get this all combined really well. It's been a long time since I've made brownies with the mix. So we'll just let this sit here. Now, the pan we need for these is a 9 by 13, which is your standard larger size baking dish. Standard larger size, yeah, I know, that doesn't make sense. As opposed to a square dish. It's just your standard rectangle dish. And you can either line it with foil with extra hanging over the edge or spray it with nonstick spray. So I'm going to spray it spray it with the nonstick spray. I'm spraying the sides because I'm not sure how high these brownies are going to rise. All right. Oh, that aerosol from the nonstick spray, like, what is that? It's annoying. Okay, so it looks like this needs... All right, I'm going to give this another quick whirl because there's a little bit of egg here that's not completely mixed in. All right, that looks better. So the recipe calls for us to take out 1/3 cup of the batter and set it aside. So I just have a 1/3 cup measure here. I should probably get a napkin because I am sure it will be a mess. Scoopity doop. All right. And this doesn't have to be perfect. It's just going to get swirled into the top of the brownie. So you can see here how wonderful I'm doing. We're covered all over with brownie batter. So here is my 1/3 cup. I'm just going to rest it over here on the counter for now. Whoop. I am also going to wipe the side off some more because it is becoming a big mess. All right, but sometimes I just roll messy. It's just how it goes. Ah. All right, 1/3 scoop put aside. We're done. And the rest of this we are going to just put right into our sprayed pan. And I'm going to release these. There. I'm just going to spread this out a little bit to try and make it even. I think we are good. All right, we're going to set this aside and mix together our topping swirly dealy. Here. All right. Do I have chocolate on my mouth? Because I did lick the bowl.
You licked the bowl? She
Okay.
said.
So, my son's over here like, you licked the bowl? I did. But I think I'm good. But you know what I do have? I had a battle with the food coloring. I sort of lost. I have green fingers. I have green fingers. But that's okay. Eventually it will wash off. Look.
Look.
Oh boy. This is daily occurrence, by the way. My boy and his peanut butter. All right. So we're gonna make the cream cheese minty swirl, and we're gonna take an entire block of cream cheese that I've I've had sitting out on the counter for a while, so it's softened, so it's easy to blend and work with. And we'll put this here. Oh, and by the way, my oven, I turned that on as well, and it's preheating to 350 degrees. So if your oven has not yet been turned on, which it probably hasn't because I didn't say it before, go turn your oven on, set it for 350. Good to go. All right, so a block of cream cheese, 1/4 cup of sugar, right here, 1/4 cup, 1 egg yolk. So here's the tricky part. I am going to manually get the white out. Now, I do this all the time when I make white scrambled egg whites for myself, so let's hope my luck holds and it works with 1 egg and I don't have to go through several more. We only need 1 yolk. So here we go. So far so good. As long as we don't puncture the yolk with the fingernails, we are typically in good shape. And fantastic. 1 egg yolk. Done and done. Woohoo! All right. Egg white dripping does not remove green food coloring from your fingers, in case you were wondering. All right, 1 egg yolk. Now our mint flavoring, our mint extract. We need 1/4 of a teaspoon. Is that correct? Yes, 1/4 of a teaspoon. Now, let me see. Okay, and so it's not very much. It's just this little tiny guy. And it's going to be our mint extract. But the stuff smells delicious, you guys. Oh my God, it's clear and I can't see it. Wow. Blinded. All right, I think this is 1/4 teaspoon, extra squirt for good measure. Yeah, I don't know what that makes a difference. God, it smells really good. All right, fly, go away. And we are also going to add in our food coloring at this time. And it's just like, I think it's like 5 to 6 drops, 4 to 5 drops. Really, I mean, until it gets to the color that you like, it's fine. Now, my food coloring does not have like a little squirty thing on top. It's just open and big, so beware. All right, we'll go with that, and we can always add more if we need it. Now, I washed off the beaters from my electric mixer, and we're just going to use that to blend all of this together. Oh, do we want to put that in now? I don't think we do. Let's see. No. All right, here we go. Oh, that's pretty. Guys, look at that. It looks, on the camera, it looks like it's a little bit light. It sort of is a little bit light. I think I'm going to add 1 little tiny drop more. And this is just my personal preference. If you are like a lighter green, by all means, make it whatever color you want. You don't even have to add any. You can just keep it, like white like the cream cheese. It's not even a big deal. All right, I'm going to give this one more quick mix to get this all. All right. There we go. All right, tell me who said this. It ain't easy being green. What character said that?
It's not easy being green.
All right, so let's see. We'll release the blender. That was awesome, by the way. Did you guys see the way that cream cheese flew? All right, we got 1. My glasses made it safe. I have 1 drip of cream cheese down in the corner that you can't see. The recipe won't miss that, I promise. All right, so next up, we are going to add our chocolate chips, our mini chocolate chips. This is 2/3 of a cup. And we're just gonna pour those in. Come on. And we're gonna use a spoon to mix these up. As I realized I should have taken the beaters out before. I'm a little discombobulated today, I think. That's all right. Got my wooden spoon. Clean off the beaters. And this is what's going to make our nice, swirly, minty top part of the brownie. I think maybe I will try a little spatula so I can get into the small spaces. Yeah, that's a little better. goodness. You know, some days just go like this. Some days we just kind of roll, winging it. And that's okay. This is real life, folks. It doesn't always work out perfectly. All right, I think we are about good here. One or two missing chips will not break this recipe, I promise. All right. Yeah, just put this up for now. All right, so we're gonna take a spoon and just mix those chocolate chips right in. Green chip goodness. And can I just say, it is a very odd thing, smelling cream cheese and looking at chocolate. I don't know. Is it me? I don't know. But it smells like cream cheese, and I'm looking at the chocolate chips, so who knows? All right, once our chips are mixed in, we're going to grab our batter that we had set aside earlier. And we are going to, I guess we could use this. Yeah, I'm gonna get a big spoon. All right, I have a tablespoon here, and we're just gonna take the batter and spoon it onto, or take the topping and spoon it onto the brownie batter. And we'll move this here so you can see better. And there's no right or wrong way to do this, because eventually we're just going to swirl this through, so we just want to get the areas covered. Guys, there's a, oh my goodness. There's a fly in my house and it won't leave me alone. Fly away, fly away. You guys ever feel like they're just after you and nobody else? All right, we are dolloping our topping here. Are we well dolloped? I think we are well dolloped. Interesting. All right. All right. And on top of this, remember that third of a cup of brownie batter that we pulled out earlier? So that's gonna go sort of right on top of these dollops. Now I am not gonna be that precise. You could take a spoon and do this. I am just gonna kind of actually, well, I can use my measuring spoon. I'm just gonna kind of pour and use the measuring spoon as sort of a guide if I need it. I think the idea here is to just not have like big green things standing out. That is my guess. I'll just have to scoop this out. Boop, 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 boop. All right. And now we're going to get a knife and like swirl it all together and make it pretty. So they say to swirl it, but not, you don't want to like mix it and combine everything. You really just want it to get incorporated sort of in the top half of the batter. So, and everything's nice and soft. There's no real right or wrong way to do it. When you like the way it looks, you're done, pretty much. We just want to make sure it's not like all chunky, lumpy with the cream cheese portion. All right. We will leave it at that. And the last step is to take just a few more of those mini chocolate chips and sprinkle them on top. Now, this is your preference. Again, if you don't want any extra chocolate chips on it, don't put it on there. No big deal. If you want a few extra, just so it gives a little bit of texture to it, knock yourself out. There's no correct measurement. There's no right or wrong way to do this. All right. Now, this is going to go into the oven, which should be completely heated for 35 to 40 minutes. I will start with 35 minutes and check it at that point. So let's get this into the oven. All right, we'll let that cook. I'll clean up the disaster I have made of my kitchen, and I will see you when they're done. All right, so the brownies are out of the oven. I started to cut them and realized I didn't show you what they look like yet. So they're still warm. I am impatient, and I'm not waiting until they completely cool to cut into them. I hope that's not a mistake. This is what they look like. So you can see the green bits of swirl. They smell really good. And they're not thick. I guess brownies aren't typically thick, right? So let's get some of these cut. Do you guys like a cakey brownie or a chewy brownie? I like a chewy brownie. I always think if I wanted a cakey brownie, I would eat cake. Does that make any sense? But I did cook them, it said 35 to 40 minutes, and I cooked them for 34 minutes. So let's see what we've got here. All right, well, this is cool. And typically I like the middle pieces. I know a lot of people like the crunchy edges, but I'm more of a middle piece girl, and the edge just fell off here, but that's okay. So this is what we are looking at. Let's give it a taste. And yes, I will be eating with my hands. Right. And they're still very warm, so I think that is delicious. Okay. That's interesting. I'm gonna give it one more taste. Make sure to get some of the minty in there. Okay, so I'm not sure what I think. You can definitely taste or feel the difference in texture between the cream cheese swirly and the brownie base. The mint is very, very light. So it's sort of like a hint o' mint. And that feels very leprechaun to me. Hint o' mint. But it's not like you get like, oh, this is a mint brownie. I think I would actually prefer more mint. If I were to make these again, I would probably double the amount of mint, because it is truly just a hint. The brownie itself, is good. It's slightly more cakey than fudgy, not totally cakey, but I like it a little bit chewier. And that's a personal preference. Like, this consistency might be the best thing in the world for you. For me, I like it a little bit chewier. It's not bad. It's not like I'm not going to eat these, because yes, I will eat them. But I think I prefer my homemade brownies better. And maybe I'll do those on the, maybe I'll do a video on those one day, because those are like rich and fudgy and chewy. But, so the upshot is they're not bad. They are not very minty. It's just a little bit of mint. The texture change is kind of nice between the cream cheese swirl and the brownie base. And, yeah, so I would put these at, okay, not bad by any means. Not my favorite for sure. We'll see what the boys think later. And, you know what, I'll wait till they taste them, and then I'll let you know what they say. Since they went out to go get candy, they'll be eating these, and I'll let you know what they think, because they may love them. Who knows? But, yeah, so that's it. Mint chocolate chip swirl brownies. Oh, and that's another thing. The chocolate chips that were on top are nowhere to be seen. They must have completely dissolved and melted right into the top, which is absolutely fine, but it doesn't have the texture that I thought it would, which is like a little bit of, not crunch, but just, you know, the bumpiness, I guess, of the chocolate chip, the small little chunkiness of it. That's not there. They've completely melted, which is interesting. So I will let the boys taste this. I will let you know what their opinion is, and then we can see for sure. Is it a thumbs up? Is it a thumbs down? I don't know. We'll see. All right, stick around. All right, guys, so first thing, you're probably looking at me and going, why am I in different clothes? It's because it's the next morning. I wanted to give it some time, let the brownies sit, and give them another try. My opinion is basically the same. If you had a sweet tooth and just wanted to do something quick, these would be fine. But personally, I want more mint in my brownie. And if it says chocolate chip, I want to actually taste the chips or feel the difference in the texture, which we don't get here because they're all apparently melted in. So overall, I probably will not make these again. I prefer my own homemade brownies, and if I wanted to do a mint one, I would put the flavoring directly into the batter, get rid of the cream cheese swirl, and leave it at that. Now, I promised you guys a review from the men in the house, Mason and Byron. Starting with Mason, he was just completely turned off by the fact that there are cream cheese in the brownies. That does not sound appealing to him, whatever, so he won't even taste them. So his review is a non-review. Byron tasted them, and he thought, like I said earlier, that they were a little more on the cakey side instead of the fudgy side. He prefers the fudgy side, but an upshot is that he said it feels like it's not as sinful. So if you want to eat some brownies and not feel so sinful about the sweets, go for this one. But he said he liked them okay, but he definitely prefers the ones that I make homemade. So there you have it, guys. You know, I think this is the first recipe where I will absolutely not go with a full recommendation that you try it. It's not that they're awful or horrible or even bad. They are just not the preferred type of brownie in this house. We like more richness and more denseness, and this is not that type of deal. So, thank you for joining me today. I'm happy you stuck around. I hope you enjoyed your time here, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.